Hi guys, Charles here. Carrying on from yesterday's video, I'm going to quickly put a list on the screen now of the takeaways you should have got from our very first video. Probably not a good idea to continue with this one until you're really confident with the content in that video one. We're just carrying on today talking about the bass clef. We talked in the first video about the treble clef. The bass clef is our other primary clef. Now, if you're a piano player, you need to know both of these. One of your projects, one of your missions and homeworks for your first video was to figure out what clef your instrument plays. However, whichever instrument you play, it's a very good idea to be able to to be able to read both clefs. Now, the main reason for that is there isn't always appropriate music available for your instrument. So let's say you turned up to a gig and the only music they had available was a bass part. Well, a good musician would be able to read that regardless of whether their instrument is supposed to be able to read it and form a part based on that. And very often actually the rhythm section is given either a bass part or a piano part, so it's quite helpful to be able to understand that. Anyway, let's dive in. So like we did yesterday, we start with 5 lines. Now, that's called the stave. You do not need to know that, but it's nice to know. Now, in our lesson yesterday, I drew a funny squiggly shape at the beginning here. Our funny squiggly shape today is a bit like a backwards letter C. And we put 2 dots either side of the second to last line. Just like we did yesterday, we're going to come up with 2 sayings. And the first one we're going to do is in the spaces. The saying is all cows eat grass. So yesterday's video was face in the space, which was F-A-C-E. Today's video, the bass clef, instead of starting on the F, it starts on an A. All cows eat grass. Simple as that. And those notes would live in the spaces. And remember, in music, in the spaces means between 2 lines. So there's 4 notes. That's an A, a C, an E, and a G. For the lines, you can use whichever saying you want. A popular one is good bikes don't fall apart. Good bikes don't fall apart. So those notes are on the line. Now, I should have said in yesterday's video, when we say on the line, we mean sort of from a bird's eye view. We don't mean that it's sitting above the line, because of course above the line would be in a space. So we mean literally the line is cutting through the note. I'm sure you understood that from the context yesterday, but just in case there was any confusion. So G, B, D, F, and A. Now, just as with all clefs, we can add notes above and below, and these just follow the alphabet. So notice here we've got all is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, back to an A at the top here. So whatever we have above, we need to work out starting from the letter A. Whatever we have below, we need to work out starting from the letter G. Upwards is forwards through the alphabet, downwards is backwards. Let's just do a couple of ledger line notes and then we'll call it a day for the bass clef. So, like I did yesterday, I'm going to draw the note which yesterday we called middle C. Now, it's not going to be C anymore in the bass clef because all of the letter assignments are different. So what we've got to do is work out using our sayings what this ledger line note is here. Ledger line just means it's got its own little line in there, and as we did yesterday, we need to be aware that music always goes line, space, line, space. So we can't just guess what this note is because the bottom line here is a G. We've got then this note here, which is also a line. So there must be in between them a space note like that. So in order to work this one out, we need to work out what this one is, whether it's actually drawn there or not. So we know we just go backwards through the alphabet. So we've got a G on the bottom line. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, well, just before I got to G, I said F. So that note there must be an F in the space. Now this note's just below that. So A, B, C, D, E, F. E, brilliant. That's going to be an E. I'm sure you're getting the hang of this now. Then we're going to do the same 2 notes visually, but up here. So a single ledger line, and in order to work that out, because that's on a line and apart at the top here, good bikes don't fall apart, is also on a line, there must be between them a note in this space. Whether it's drawn there or not, you need to work it out. So what comes after A in the alphabet? Because we're going upwards, we're going forwards through the alphabet. A, B. Oh, B, there we go. So this note is B. And this note here is just one above that one, which was B. So A, B, C. Brilliant, that's a C. And that's the bass clef. So hopefully you found that relatively easy to understand. In the next video, we're going to talk about, first of all, the note middle C, and then we're going to start to cover sharps and flats. Once we've done that, we have learned everything we need to know about notes. So it's a nice, simple topic. Make sure you revise the previous video and this video and get really confident with these, because if you can't read notes in music, you're going to find life very difficult. And tab doesn't count, guitarists, you dirty cheats. You need to learn to do this properly. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.